I think that's Grant Elliott, isn't it? Grant Elliott, is that him calling that? Rahul Patil joins us, 122. Welcome back, mate.
Thanks, Marty.
It was a fascinating match, despite the fact that there's stuff all runs scored. Let's look at the criticism of the pitch to start with. Do you agree with Tim Southey that it was a shocker?
Absolutely. No two ways of describing that surface. And I'm glad he actually came out and called it as it was. And it's even better that he did that after they'd won. Because just imagine if we had to lose this game and Tim Southey had to come out and say this, it would have sounded as if, we are whinging and moaning about the pitch. But to do it when you won is actually making a statement and saying, yeah, we won, but it was a shocker of a pitch to play. And yeah, couldn't agree with him more. Good on him, though, for saying it.
I totally agree. At the same time, is there an argument that both teams have to play on this pitch? Or are we talking about it from a spectacle point of view?
I think more to do with the fact that when you get a pitch like this, it takes skill out of the equation. It's only solely dependent on luck. Are you going to be that better where one shoots along the ground and you get LBW or bowled? Are you going to be that better where one just rips across and bowls you through the gate? So, yeah, however much skilled you are, if you get a pitch like this, there's no place for skill. And I think we saw in Sylhet, which was a much better surface, where we actually found that the Bangladesh bowlers and the Bangladesh batters had displayed better skills than the Black Caps, because of which they won. So they've actually shot themselves in the foot by actually taking the whole skill element out of that pitch and going tamely on luck. I mean, on Twitter, which is now X, as we call it, you get a lot of nonsense, but you do get some nuggets of gold once in a while. And I did... there's an Indian commentator who we call the voice of Indian cricket, Harsha Bogle, who aptly said that sometimes the spider gets trapped in its own web. And this is exactly what's happened with Bangladesh and this wicket. They'll be ruining the fact that they dished out a surface like this. And
what a beautiful way of putting it. I really like Harsha. What a lovely way of putting it. Okay. So 66 overs bowled in the first innings. Let me run this. 35 in the second, 37 and then 39. Or it might have been 39 and then 37. But that's pathetic, isn't it? I mean, it's not even a 50-over match for three of those innings. So that goes to what you're saying.
Yeah, and look, if I was a spectator, I'd be asking for my money back, because if I paid for all 5 days to watch 90 overs a day, I've been shortchanged here by this pitch. I mean, let's put everything across. I read a stat somewhere which said that this is, as far as the number of overs being bowled or the balls being bowled, the shortest test match in Bangladesh's history. So no other test match has lasted for these less number of balls than any other, so it's a fascinating stat. And yeah, whichever way you look at it, shocking pitch. The same goes, and we should not forget that the same goes when you get an absolute green top. There was one in Australia, was it last year or a couple of years back, which Australia and South Africa played on, and the game was over within 2 days because it was seaming and looping and hooping all over the place. And everyone except for Travis Head, I think, again, failed to get any sort of runs on it. And that's what happened. So.
Rahul Patil is with us. And Rahul, if you've just joined us on the platform, I know we're getting hundreds of new listeners every week. And Rahul was providing just brilliant coverage at the One Day Cricket World Cup for us. And that's where we met. And he's continued to deliver for us as well with comments and analysis of this test series. Let's look at Phillips then. Why could he bat 87 off 72 in the first innings and then 40 off 48? So he did the job in the first innings because we needed to get as close as we could. And you were telling us this last week to their total. And that's what he did. And he batted fearlessly, but he didn't bat, I don't think, extravagantly. He picked the bad balls. Why could he do it and no one else could do it?
There was a method to the madness. So one thing you have to do is on wickets that are turning this big, you have to make sure that you're protecting your stumps, but at the same time, you're not getting your front pad in the line of the ball, and you have to keep it away because there's every chance you're going to get one that stays low, turns sharply, and hits you in the front pad. So you have to make sure. So if you look at Phillips's technique, there is a slide trigger wherein he gets his front pad, especially on turning tracks like this, he gets his front pad out of the line of the stumps, Now, that might be either outside the off stump or it might be slightly towards the leg stump, but he makes sure he gets that out of the way. And then that gives him room. So anything that's short, anything that's full, he's ready to pounce on it. He's got the power. And we said more often than not, luck favors the bold. He was brave. He was ready to take some chances. And look, on another day, one could have gone straight up and he could have been caught. He could have been caught off the first ball that he faced.
Yeah, he did. He should have been caught off the first ball. Yeah.
Yeah, but then the luck always stays with someone who's brave and bold, and Phillips was that. So kudos to him for putting out a performance like that.
Yeah, match-winning partnership between him and Mitchell Santner in the end, 40 of 48 for Phillips and Mitchell Santner 35 of 39. Rahul, do we celebrate this? Is it a good result in your mind to go there and get a draw? Now, and I wish I'd asked you that at the start of the series. If we had split this 1-1, would you have been happy then?
No, I think we'd still look at it as an opportunity that's been blown. Without four of their top players, this was a golden opportunity. I just find that visiting teams nowadays just need that one game to get into the groove or get into the test match mold and get used to the conditions. So dial back a few years when we used to have time for practice games and practice matches. Right. If New Zealand had one of those, then, we could have probably seen a different result. That would have given us that opportunity to try out Ish Sodhi in that practice game. And if he hadn't bowled well, then we could have straight away gone with Santner. Look, Santner's done fantastic stuff in this test match. 3 wickets in the first innings, and totally his figures are 116 for 6 in both innings, with 36 with the bat when he was under tremendous pressure. And this just shows, he was in form throughout that World Cup. They got him in, he delivered results. And there's a feeling that, we've let one go by rather than saying, we got out of jail here by getting a draw in the series. I think those points might come to bite us in the backside sometime later when the whole World Test Championship unfolds.
Ajaz Patel, 8 wickets in this match, 6 for 57 in the second innings. And I was reading today that he probably, there's a good chance that he won't actually get a bowl during our domestic summer as far as Test cricket goes. What does that say? Why can't we produce something here that lets that guy dominate like he did over there?
Yeah, it's that double-edged coin, isn't it? Do we just prepare tracks that seamers can bowl on, pack our side with seamers, blow opposition teams that come our way? Or do we look at the bigger picture and actually get tracks that actually turn on day 4 and day 5 so that we can include a spinner on our side? Look, what this World Test Championship does is that it puts an onus on every single game. Every single game becomes important. But what it also does, it forces sides to play to their strengths, just like Bangladesh thought they were doing with this pitch, and which is come and bit them on their backside this time. But now we've got to take a long-term view. Look, as custodians of the game in New Zealand, it is the duty of New Zealand cricket to make sure that any spinner who is coming up anywhere in the country, and it might be in Invercargill or it might be in Whangarei, he's got to feel that, he's got a chance as a spinner in the side. Because today, when Ajaz has picked up so many wickets and the first test match is, a team for the first test is picked and they don't see his name there, every budding spinner is going to ask himself the question, should I be doing this? Why am I doing this? I'm not going to even get to play at home. And that's the real question that, someone sitting up there needs to answer.
How does it make you feel seeing Ajaz and Ish bowling as a New Zealand Indian man, and that's what I like to call you because that's what you are, and then to see people see the same people like yourself in the New Zealand cricket team? How does that make you feel, man?
It does make me feel quite good because of the fact that I know that there's opportunity. Wherever there's talent, there is opportunity. And that's really good to see, Look, there are no favors when you come overseas. You come away from home. Life is tough. You've got to build your life all over again, and coming through that and then shining and representing your adopted country. And I feel the same for somebody like Devon Conway or someone whoever's come from any other country and settled down here. It's not easy, but to work hard, to show your talent, to be recognized, and then to get the stage to, display your talents on an international stage. Very proud. And look, the world's become a small place now, and with the numbers that we have in India, we are everywhere. So it's not a surprise that
Great call.
We end up in every little country. I mean, if you watch some of the European circuits, teams like Malta and Italy and all these places have cricketing teams filled with Indians nowadays who've kind of because it's such a massive sport back home, and not everybody gets to play for their country. There are a lot of unfulfilled dreams in India. And if they do get to fulfill those dreams outside India, so be it. No, I'm very, very good and very proud of that fact.
Yeah, I love the kaleidoscope nature, especially of our cricket team, because when it comes to rugby, I mean, we've got a huge Polynesian influence, but we don't get to see as many different other nationalities playing. But we've had South Africans, we've had Australians, we've had Poms, we've had Kiwis, we've got Indian people here playing in our national cricket team. It's brilliant. We'll finish on Lou Vincent because Andre Adams is a really good mate of his and he's going to join us shortly to chat about Lou. I know Lou well and I really wanted your thoughts on this as well because I know you're a cricket purist and the whole thing about match fixing is really upsetting. And right from the very start, when the Hansi Cronje thing happened and you start looking at results and you start looking at performances and you start questioning things. And at the time I was really scathing of Lou, but I've kind of pulled my head in about that and I welcome him back and I welcome this decision too. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, I've been a big advocate of getting Lou back into the system. Look, as someone who loves the game so much, I know what he must be going through when he's been told that forget about playing the game. You can't even be in the vicinity of a cricket stadium for the rest of your life.
Wow.
And nothing can be more heartbreaking than that for someone who absolutely loves the game. And look, I've grown up with this whole match fixing thing myself. In India, we had Mohammad Azharuddin and we had Ajay Jadeja who were banned for it. But they've both been reinstated into the system. Now, Azhar leads the Hyderabad Cricket Association now, and Ajay Jadeja is a mentor for the Afghanistan national cricket team. So when we look at the world and what's happening, I mean, Salman Butt from Pakistan, you had Mohammad Asif and Mohammad Amir, who actually, when he came back, ended up playing some international cricket for Pakistan again. And when all that happens, and then you see poor Lou, who was a youngster when he came and looked up to some people in the New Zealand cricket team and got pulled into doing things that he didn't know what he was doing at the time. And for him to be the only scapegoat because of the fact that he put up his hand and said, look, I've done what I've done and I accept it. I think this was a step too far. And it's nice that we've lifted that ban on him and he's back into the fold. It will never... The stigma will never go away. They always say that when a glass cracks, however hard you try to fix it, the crack always remains. And that will always be there. But at least I'm hoping that, he'll be able to give back something to the game. And that'll be the best thing that he could do, and which will give him some peace of mind. So, yeah, love the decision. Absolutely for it. And hopefully Lou can get some peace.
We finish on Thursday live and then we have a few weeks off over Christmas. I don't know whether we're going to talk to you again before Thursday. If we don't, may I say what a wonderful job you have done for us. I know I've expressed this before. I want to say it again. You have burst onto the scene. I really hope that this is a stepping stone to your cricket broadcasting career and that you go on from this. And even when that happens, and I believe it will happen, that you'll still be able to come and give us some time. So if somebody approaches you and they say, we want you to work, Rahul, if you could just gently say to them, that's lovely, I'm going to do that. But at the same time, my old mate Martin, if he wants to talk to me, I've always promised him that I'll do that. And I'd like to be given permission to do that as well. That's the only thing I'm going to ask of you. Is that okay?
That's absolutely fine. I'll always have time for you, Marty. And I'm so thankful that you've given me this opportunity and this platform, actually, literally the platform, to express my my knowledge about the game and my love for it. So thank you so much. And yeah, have a great time over the holidays and we shall see you in the new year.
We will see you in the new year. Thank you so much. What a great friend he has become of the show and also what a great contribution he makes talking about cricket, Rahul Patil.